it's Travis back, and I'm here with Fast Track lesson number 9. We are moving right along. We are getting through the Fast Track program, getting ready to take the test, pass the test, and earn our Fast Track badge. We've had tens of thousands of people earn the Fast Track badge by going through this course material, and they've went on to lose lots of weight and keep it off. And we're going to continue that here today. So we've been talking about the bulletproof shield. This is how we live our daily life, and these are the rules by which we can have either a perfect day today or a holiday. There's no in between. We will keep reinforcing that because this is really one of the foundational points of this system. I really believe that people are living life as it relates to food in this culture all wrong. They think, well, if I'm just a little off in a given day, it's not that big of a deal. But it is, because you see, what happens is we're going to have those huge holidays. I used to call them hog trough days. We're still going to have those. You'll never eliminate those fully from your life. So if you're coupling these so-so okay days, I did kind of sort of good. If you're coupling those with these hog trough days, man, you're setting yourself up for failure. We have to assess the culture that we live in. So the way our body works, circadian rhythm-wise, as it relates to burning body fat, we look at it like this is a new day. This is the day the Lord has made. This day is either going to be a perfect day or a holiday. Now, it might be a really bad holiday or just a minor one, but it's a holiday. We can't so much as lick the cheese dust off a dirty Dorito and have a perfect day. We want to do it one way or the other. And you might think at a glance, that is not moderation. It is. It's so much more moderation than the other way people eat. We're going to do it right or we're not. We're allowed perfect days and holidays. There's no in between. So we've been talking about the bulletproof shield and how to have that perfect day, because after 2 perfect days, we're in efficient fat burning mode. Then we can lock it down and rip off the knob. So we talked about water. You've got to drink your water. You've got to journal. If you bite it, you write it. Then we talked food combining for insulin control or fat bus control. Then we talked portions, up to 3 eating episodes a day. We did talk about how to have more than that, but it's optimal to have 3 or less eating episodes a day. Breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, dinner for the Holy Spirit, and control those whole food combinations on that portion plate. And then it's time to talk about timing. Now it's time to talk about timing. So timing is very important. It's not that difficult to do, and it's very important when we're trying to have a perfect day. There are 4 phases of digestion, and many of us, we're grazers. We use food as a coping mechanism, and we've got, as I used to say, hand-mouth disease. It's our pacifier almost, and that's got to stop. That trend has to stop. We have to break those strongholds and move on past food being used as a coping mechanism. We don't need to graze and eat all day every time we need to cope. So as we're having our eating episodes, once we have that properly combined and portioned eating episode, we want to take some time to let that food get through at least a couple of phases of digestion. This is one reason that people's immune health is so low today, because they're always involuntarily having to expend energy to break food down. We want to stop that trend. And we'll eat our eating episode, and then we want to wait 4 to 6 hours. And we want to go to bed on a fairly empty stomach. Try not to have any food, anything. And if you do, let it be freebies, but try not to have anything 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. Now, there is a timing rule that I'm going to push you towards in the coming weeks, months, and years, and that is, don't even worry about spreading your meals out 4 to 6 hours. Don't even worry about it. Stay with me. I don't care if you have all 3 eating episodes together. That's not optimal. It's not ideal, but I really don't care as long as you do the following. Give me a 12 to 16 hour fast. What do I mean by that? So let's say that I had my breakfast at 8 a.m., I had my lunch at noontime, and then I had dinner at 6 p.m. Don't eat anything else. And then, including sleep, give your digestive system at least a 12-hour break. That's the minimal. You don't even have to worry about the 4 to 6 hour rule if you don't want to. If you'll give at least a 12-hour fast to get through most of the phases of digestion from that last meal. So if I stop eating at 6 p.m., then I'm not allowing myself to eat anything again until 6 a.m. the next morning. That's the minimal standard. Even better than this is 16 hours. Because let's say I cut my food intake off at 6 p.m. and I go to bed on a fairly empty stomach, my body is going to deeply recover so much better. I'm able to sleep better because I have all that involuntary energy reserve to help my body recover and feel better the next day instead of having to digest food all night. It's just not wise to do that. So if I stop eating at 6 and I'm trying to push for a 16-hour fast more days than not, then I wouldn't eat again until 10 a.m. the next day or longer. We do not need food as a coping mechanism. So our timing rule, as it relates to having a perfect day, says 12 to 16 hours, up to 3 eating episodes a day. If you need to, you can have that approved snack and freebies. But in order to truly have a perfect day, we close out that day with a 12 to 16 hour fast. If there's some days you can't do 16, you do 12, great. Then those days you can push 16, 18, great, even better. And you'll eat less too. You will feel so much better. Your food, your digestive system will actually get to catch up and get some recovery and get some rest. Your sleep will be better. And it will take breaking the old strongholds of grazing. It will take some time, but once you install this component of living life, man, it's one of the most important ones. They're all important, but this one, from a recovery and feel good standpoint, and building up your metabolism too, letting that furnace have time to catch up, it just means such a difference. Now, here's the big thing though about trying to have more days where you have a 16-hour fast. You quit eating at 8, you can't eat again until noon the next day. So this is really, really super important. Not only does it build your immune system up, it builds your immune health. You turn on what's called autophagy. This is so critical. So the autophagy response begins to happen around 16 hours. And when this phenomenon happens, your cells are able to heal and clear away toxins that have accumulated that can cause early onset disease and other issues. The more autophagy and the deeper autophagy we can get into, the more health that we're going to enjoy, the more vitality we're going to enjoy, the more longevity we're going to enjoy. So try to hit that. If you could do this 5 days a week, 16 hours, good. If you can do it every day, good. You will work into that and you'll be so happy that you did if you're able to just practice it. And don't beat yourself up if you're not able to do 16, do 12. Don't beat yourself up if you're not able to do 12. Just make sure you stick to your portion rules, 3 or less eating episodes a day. But just really work toward optimizing your digestive health and your immune health and hitting that autophagy response daily. Push out, try to get 16, try to get a little more. When you get out of fast track, we have what's called tiger days, and the tiger days allow for even more fasting that you can work in during the week and during the month. But that's your timing rule, really simple. So in review, you've eaten the right food combinations, you've eaten the right portions, and then we cut that eating off and we push, including sleep, 12 to 16 hour fast. Now, as part of your fast, you can still have approved beverages. You can have beverages with a negligible amount of calories, like, say, for example, AdvoCare Spark. You can still have your unsweet tea. You can have your water. You want it to be pre-digested beverages that are no calories or extremely low calories, like 10, 15 calories. That's not going to break your fast up. You can still consider that fasting. I would not start including freebies and calling it fast. So let's say it's 11 p.m. and you quit eating and your fast has started, but you get a hankering for something and you say, well, I'm just going to pull out a freebie like sugar-free Jell-O. I don't want you to do that. If we're having a freebie, technically, if we're using our chompers, technically that is not fasting. You're actually breaking up your fast somewhat. So only approve beverages during the time period where you're actually fasting. Okay, so that's our timing rule, and we're getting close to really solidifying what a perfect day is. And as you can see, it's not that difficult. And after 2 perfect days, you're in EFB. You're getting healthier, you're dropping the pounds. Isn't it a beautiful thing? I'll see you in the next lesson, and we'll talk about the last component of the bulletproof shield as it relates to having a perfect day.